Welcome to Tesla Field Physics. In this video, I'm going to show you the Plasma Orb, or EVO, exotic vacuum object that I was just recording right before Ashton Forbes did his live stream earlier. Right now it's 3:36 in the morning, and what he was talking about on this video is Sapphire Project. So he's talking about Ken Shoulder's work with EVOs, Hal Puthoff, Eric Davis, this guy named Bernard Hayes with Lockheed Martin. What they were doing with the Sapphire Project was they were putting all this data into a computer to build a model super accurately so that they could map the stars with their magnitude and brightness so that they could hide one of these plasma orbs in plain sight and everybody would think it's just a regular star. But it's a star in a jar. So here they're showing the different modes that these orbs run through, which is exactly what I was filming earlier. And I got some real good footage, so just hold on while they explain what's going on here, and then I'll show you. So what they're doing, they're just basically turning the power up and down like a dimmer switch on a light, and you can see the effects of what it does to the orb. So they're running these tests in a lab, and they show a high-speed playthrough, but I'm going to show you what it's doing in real time, so it matches up perfectly. Let's get into it.
Tell them, you gotta let them learn for themselves. That's how I imagine how Puthoff's relationship is at the Sapphire Project.
Eric Davis, the science review team. They haven't posted an update since 2020, so I'm not sure what's going on with it.
So they haven't posted any updates since 2020 because Sapphire Project is fully operational and is running. And I'm going to show you proof of it.
Oh, yeah, so you know what? God, I have so many videos. So many videos, chat.
Days worth of experiments sped up a couple thousand times. That's what a day looks like. We work very quickly, as you can see.
That's the real deal. You're still.
Okay, so what you're seeing is a red wave, a blue wave, and a yellow wave. Okay, so they got the red wave and the blue wave basically interlocked, and then you're seeing what they're doing when the power comes on and when it drops.
Staring at it right now. That's the Sapphire Project right there.
Isn't that interesting?
They're playing with the
That's
magnetic
actually on. You're watching
and the
it right there.
dielectric.
They're powering
So
it
it's
on.
climbing and falling. We're changing chemistry, you might say the gas composition, power settings, and we're monitoring the thermal temperature of the anode and the chamber. Yes, that is the anode melting. We didn't know it at the time because it was happening so slowly.
The anode is melting, so you see it fall right here? It's actually melting.
That is the anode melting. We didn't know it at the time because it was happening.
I think people were gasping in the background because they realized that amount of energy almost certainly had to be excess energy.
Yes, that is the anode melting. I think we didn't know it at the time because it was happening so slowly.
So watch this right here. It's starting to really change. And you can see where it gets these holes almost in it, and it almost looks like some static. Right there. So that's exactly what I'm about to show you that I was just recording.
But when we realized what was happening, we had to shut Sapphire down. It just got too hot.
Okay. So thanks, Ashton, for that. And to show you. You ain't gonna believe this. Nobody's got video like this, I guarantee it. So here's my phone. Show 'em what's going on. Rocket City. There we go. So the deal is my Sony Handycam is sitting on a tripod and I'm just trying to keep this thing in the frame because it's always moving. And the later that it gets at night, the more crazy this thing starts jumping around. So you'll see what it's about to do here. So this is playing through my TV right now, and if you're seeing static, it's not looking like that on the screen, but my iPhone's picking that up. There she goes. So you can see how it's just warping everything. So they hide all this stuff in plain sight because they don't count on anybody looking up or sitting still for too long to see this. But I've been watching this stuff for a long time. And tonight this thing was really putting on a show. And what I figured out is sometimes it'll flare so much that it'll completely freeze my camera up. So then I'll have to back out on the zoom so that it'll refocus, because if not, it'll just look blurred out. But when you're just looking at it, not through the camera, it doesn't look like it's doing anything. So I'm having to readjust right here to get it back into view because it just wants to run off frame. So I'm trying to dial it back in. This is the real deal though. You ain't gonna see this nowhere else. This thing really went wild tonight, I'm telling you. And they were running a lot of jet spy too, because they protect these things pretty good. It's pretty awesome. So I'm having to readjust right here. Stay with me, you're about to see some amazing stuff. This is hard to keep dialed in. These guys are pretty smart that came up with this stuff, I'm telling you what. But if you want to put it in public airspace, don't get mad if I'm filming it. I really don't care. Kind of reminds me of the CBS logo with the eye, all-seeing eye. Because these guys love to put everything right in plain sight, right in front of your face. And I like to put it right in their face too. That's why they love my channel so much. It's showing a lot of static, but on my TV screen, you can't see it. It's just the iPhone picking that up. So it's gonna start to go wild. Just hold on. They're just turning up and down like a dimmer switch, though. Can't make this stuff up. My camera don't lie. I bet you Helen, those guys would be probably proud of my video. They won't never admit it though. This is the real deal that you're seeing. So when it does that, basically it's almost like froze. And that's just what my camera does. They say that's what happens when objects are moving around really fast. It'll just freeze up the camera, and then I gotta reset it. It's just warping everything. You ain't seeing nothing like this nowhere else, I guarantee it. Rocket City, 49779. You're seeing the real deal here. EVO, Exotic Vacuum Object. They put on an excellent show tonight for me. And for everybody that's gonna see this. You just see them mess with the power levels. You can see it almost turns right to static. Just look on your TV screen when it's between channels. See, it goes way far away and then comes closer. It's pretty cool. The later at night that it gets, the crazier the maneuvers are. And sometimes it'll just disappear, but it's not disappearing visually, it's just disappearing on the camera. When you're looking at it up in the sky, it just looks like it's always steady. And that's what it looks like on an iPhone too. When you start recording with this camcorder, this Sony Handycam, she really picks it up pretty good. It's got a really good zoom on it. But these things, they just want to run out of frame all the time, so you got to keep readjusting it. Sapphire Project is pretty awesome. Try and dial it back in. Thing's awesome. Oh, there's a plane coming by here. They're running jets like crazy tonight. See it go by. They keep these things pretty protected. Rightfully so. I'm just glad they let me film them. Thank you. We're working hard for disclosure, my friends and I. It's gonna happen. Share this video. Tell people to look at it. They'll have no doubt once they watch it. Camera don't lie. It locks up and goes out of focus though once in a while. You gotta correct it. For the most part, it's pretty good at picking these things up. Way better than any iPhone could do. So I told this orb to put on a good performance for my YouTube channel. Everybody's gonna be watching it, so I think it did pretty good. Ain't nobody seen nothing like this. going through the modes. And it's funny because the one guy's name was Garrett Model and Bernard Hayes. They were working on all this exotic physics stuff. They've been messing around with this stuff for a while. This is real disclosure here. This is the stuff that all the other people ain't gonna show you. So this thing's just all over the place. It's doing its thing. I'm trying to dial it in. Watch this. It's really performing right now. You can't prove this one wrong, because it's exactly what I said that it is. Nobody can doubt it after what I just showed you. I showed you what it was doing in the lab. This is what it does in the field. Tesla field physics. Doing it big. Prove me wrong. But you can't. And I think it's funny. Because it's just right in plain sight. This thing is really going wild tonight, I'm telling you what. It's just warping everything. the real deal. It's the real McCoy. You can't fake the funk on this. You just can't. He likes my camera. He likes playing games. Check this out. I'm pretty sure when it's static on your TV screen, that it's all the frequencies running at once. See, it always wants to run right out of the frame. So it's right at the bottom of the screen. Fast forward it. Get her line back up here. See what this thing is gonna do now. This camera does really well recording it though. It's just a pain to do all the conversions to MP4. I've got all my stuff from 2023 back, but I need to do some more work to get the right programs so that my computer will actually play it. But I do have the files converted. It's going wild. It wants to split apart. And then the camera just loses it. But like I said, if you're looking at it without the camera, it just looks like a star and it's just steady. Try to get this thing back in focus. It's awesome. It comes super close and then it just backs off. It's just warping the hell out of everything. I'm glad I can show this to y'all. And that there's some other good people doing some really good research as well that can back all this stuff up that I'm saying and showing. So that's what it's gonna take for people to understand what this stuff is, how it's operating. Thank you to the military industrial complex and the private military contractors for letting me film your orbs. I appreciate it. I know my audience is going to appreciate it. And all the people that need to see it, they're going to see it. It might not be too many, but I know it's the right people that are getting this information, so that's all that really matters to me. We're winning. We're winning the information war. There's nothing that they can do about it. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I ain't stopping for nobody or nothing. This is wild. Hidden in plain sight. your game. I think he likes being on my camera. This thing's just going wild. Men in Black are real, by the way. I know somebody that's seen them. I know somebody that's seen them, and they had family that were related to people that worked at Los Alamos and other aerospace. Sapphire Project. Running full speed ahead. 2025. You ain't ain't seen nothing like this anywhere else. I guarantee it. These aerospace corporations and private military contractors, they are doing some wild stuff. The public has no idea. But they're gonna have a better one after seeing this. You'll probably see 1,000 people stealing my video, but you've seen it here first. There's already been some questionable stuff that I put out, and I thought that I seen the same thing in a few different spots. So lots of higher up watching. I ain't scared. Still, keep doing what I'm doing. We're blowing them out of the water at this point. We have taken the lead in the information war. You can't fake the funk on this one. Try and debunk it all you want. You ain't gonna be able to do it. Guaranteed. Alright. So that's the end of my video. Appreciate y'all for watching this. If you think somebody's into this kind of stuff, share this video with them, see what they think of it, because that's the Sapphire Project right there, and it's up and running. So thanks. If you haven't seen my other videos, check them out. Have a good one. Peace.